So this is the little haunted house diorama that we're making, and these are a lot of fun because you can get very creative with it. The first thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to find your house pattern. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to go online, find a color sheet for a type of pattern that you like, and cut it out, and then trace it on the foam board. And I recommend getting the foam board from the Dollar Tree because it's thin enough you can cut it with scissors. You don't need to use an X-Acto knife. And so you basically trace your image onto your foam board for your house. After you have that done, what you can do to finish your house is you paint it black, and then make sure when you cut out the windows, and you may need to cut out the windows with an X-Acto knife, but cut out the windows so that they're completely open. Then cut little strips, little tiny strips of paper that you're going to glue on the back, because it's so much easier to do this than it is to try to cut around and get your windows cut out. And you can put those on the back. After you get those on, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find some yellow paper so that you can glue that on the back or tape it so that you have your windows put on. And then I sort of glued the door open just because it looks more creaky like that. So this is how you make the house to go with your haunted house. The next part that you're going to need to get ready is your base. And again, I take a pan from the kitchen. I cut a half circle on that, and you can see, and I'm going to show you on this, you just take and cut like you do with scissors. As long as you don't have too much, if you have a lot of space here, it's not as easy to cut. But if you have this sort of trimmed off, it's easy to cut, and you don't need to use an X-Acto knife. And you just simply cut all the way around your base. And then comes the only part of this whole project that's a little bit tricky to do. And I'm going to move this over while we do this part. You're going to measure where you want to put the holes. Once you have where you're going to put your holes, you're going to put marks on your board where you want to have your holes for your fence. Those holes are going to be your fence posts. And I put them about maybe 1.5 inches apart, but you're going to put your holes into your base for your fence post. Mark them on your base. Then you're also going to cut your piece out of, I use just felt. Trace that and cut that out so that you can glue that on afterwards. When you're putting the hole in, it can be, that's the only part that I find sort of tricky. I use these skewers because they really work the best. I poke the skewer in, then I poke it all the way through. Then what you're going to do is you're going to have your, and I don't have this completely cut, so let's just cut a little bit of this off so you can see what I'm talking about. Then you're going to have your piece that's going to be on top. You're going to take and don't glue it down, because the problem is it's hard to get these holes in, and if you glue it down you can wreck everything. And then you kind of get a hole where it's going to be. Kind of see where it is, and then you're just going to take a little nip with your scissors. You can see that I have a little nip, and then when you put this down, when you go through, you can match up your little, where the nips are, okay? So make sure your nips are together. What I would do is after you get the little nips in and you have your board ready, then you can glue it down, okay? Then you can glue it down and make sure that they go together so that you can get your fence in. Then we go ahead and we put our fence in. There's a couple of ways that you can do this. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, the next step is to get this glued on, because the fence will, it's hard to do it if you don't do this. So what you do is you take and you glue your house right on the edge of your board. Let me show you. You're going to glue your house right on the edge of the board, right like that. And then you take some reinforcements, as you can see here, and you're going to reinforce so that you have your house reinforced with another piece that's keeping it together, because this won't completely hold it. So you put a reinforcement in the back. After you have that, then you can easily go around and you can do your fence posts. There's two ways you can do your fence posts. You can use toothpicks, but I really like to use the skewers and cut them down to size. And then you just basically paint your skewers black, cut them down to the size that you want to use for your fence. I find breaking and cutting works, like nipping them and then breaking them, and then taking and starting to put your fence posts around. Again, you may need to, this isn't glued, but once it's glued, it's going to be pretty easy. And then you put these in. Put a dot of glue in here. Usually glue gun is the best. And then stick your fence post in. When you get a couple of fence posts together, then what you can do is you can take your glue gun and you can just glue these together so it gets kind of, I don't know how to describe it, ratchety like an old fence. And you do have to hold these, they won't set unless you hold them. Hold your fence posts together with your two pieces here, and then you go around all around your edges and you get your fence posts in. Then the next step is to take a really thin strip, about this wide, and cut it really thin, because you're going to see the board underneath. You don't want to see your foam board underneath. Cut it so that it's kind of like grass, and then, as you can see, you glue it around the edge here. Okay? Then comes the fun part, where you're going to poke a hole into your foam board base, and you're going to then make sure that it goes, you're going to want to nip your, cut your felt, and then you're going to put your tree in so that you have a tree. And then the final step is to do your bats. And the bats are pretty easy. You can do this the same way you did the house. You can do a copy of a bat, or you can draw your own bats. Then you cut out your little bats, and you take a sewing thread, because you want to have it really thin to hang your bats. Basically, put it through, and then you have your bats. And you can then tie them on the tree wherever you want. Let's see where we could use another bat. We can use another bat over here. And you tie it on the tree where you want to have it. You may need to glue your bats down so that they stay. So after you've got your little knot, trim it off. You can put it on. And I really probably need to have this one a little, I'm going to put this one over here because it's long. Put it around, glue it on with a glue gun, and drop your bats down. And you have your bats. Now, the next part is really simple to do, because what you can do is you can just find whatever you want. I find to keep the tree up, I oftentimes glue a few rocks. So you can't really see here. Let me see if I can move this over. There are some rocks here that are around the tree to help support it. And then you can add, you can find pumpkins and put pumpkins on, you can put skeletons, and at the end you can put your spider webs on. And you will have a little haunted house diorama ready to go for Halloween and to scare all those trick-or-treaters. You have fun making this. It's a fun thing to do, and get creative. Add your own things to it to make it yours. Have fun.